Okay, so good morning to all of you. Today's lecture we are going to start with the content from the textbook as always. So it is Quit India and later. Now till now many events we have seen, and on Friday's lecture we have seen why we are celebrating Independence Day, 15th August, why are celebrating, it's our national festival. So I hope now you have understood why it is a festival and why it is celebrated throughout the country. Correct? Now have you understood? Because you have seen lot of struggle behind it, huh? How these national leaders, how they started movement, then how they have struggled, protested, many a times they got arrested, many of them have died during this. So this is all our towards the final aim of getting complete independence from the British government. Now previously we have learned that
Ma'am, your
Pre-
voice is low.
yeah, previously we have learned about Simon Commission, then we have learned about the Salt March, and what was the success after that in 1937. Our seven leaders were elected, and then we have joined in the World War II with the British. And in return, we wanted to support them, but in return, we are asking for total independence, where they refused. And because of this, many ministers they resigned from their post. That is all we have learned in the previous lesson. And again one more part, what we have covered, the participation of women. Correct? Women participation. So these are the things what we have discussed. Now it is Quit India and later we are going to have today discussion on it. So I am zooming. Is it clear now? Okay. Mahatma Gandhi
Yes, ma'am.
decided to initiate a few phases of movement against the British in the middle of the Second World War. The British must quit India immediately. He told them to the people, he said, do or die in your effort to fight the British, but you must fight non-violently. Gandhiji and other leaders were jailed at once, but the movement spread. Though the main leader, or though we are calling him as Masiha, he was arrested, he was jailed, still the movement spread across the country. It specially attracted peasants and the youth who gave up their studies to join it. Communications and symbols of state authority were attacked all over the country. In many areas, the people set up their own governments. The
Ma'am, your
first
voice is very
response,
low.
who is that? Samarth?
Ma'am, your voice
Turn
is
off
very
your
low.
turn off your mic. The first response of the British was severe repression. By the end of 1943, over 90,000 people were arrested and around 1,000 killed in police firing. In many areas, orders were given to machine gun crowds from airplanes. The rebellion, however, ultimately brought the Raj to its knees. म्हणजे अल्टिमेटली आपल्याला जे अचीव करायचं होतं ते आपण बऱ्याचशा प्रमाणात आता ते अचीव केलेलं आहे. राज टू इज नीज म्हणजे ब्रिटिश राज. Towards independence and partition. Meanwhile, in 1940, the Muslim League had moved a resolution demanding independent states for Muslims in northwestern and eastern areas of the country. The resolution did not mention partition or Pakistan. Why did the League ask for autonomous arrangement for the Muslims of the subcontinent? Autonomous means they will rule it on their own terms independently. Few powers were in the hands of central government. It is like that. The Muslim League was demanding that there should be a autonomous arrangement in the northeastern and western parts. So they were demanding this. From the late 1930s, the League began viewing the Muslim as a separate nation from the Hindus. See, where is the root cause? It started all from late 1930s. In developing this notion, it may have been influenced by the history of tension between some Hindu and Muslim groups in 1920s and 1930s. So we have seen about it previously, why Muslim League was separated and why there was a conflict between Congress leaders and Muslim League. Do you remember all that? This is that part. More, okay, this page we will discuss it at the end of the lesson. More importantly, the provincial election of 1937 seemed to have convinced the League that Muslims were a minority and they would always have to play second fiddle in any democratic structure. त्यांना तो कॉम्प्लेक्स यायला लागला की आपल्याला नेहमी मे बी मायनॉरिटीत राहायला लागेल का आणि आपण नेहमी सेकंड फ्रंटवर असू का बिईंग अ मुस्लिम सो दॅट वॉज देअर थॉट. It feared that Muslim may even go unrepresented. The Congress rejection of the League desire to form a joint Congress League government in the United Provinces in 1937 also annoyed the League. The Congress failure to mobilize the Muslim masses in the 1930s allowed the League to widen its social support. It sought to enlarge its support in the early 1940s when most Congress leaders were in jail. At the end of the war in 1945, the British opened negotiations between the Congress, the League, and themselves for the independence India. The talks failed because the League saw itself as the sole spokesperson of India's Muslim. The Congress could not accept this claim since a large number of Muslims still supported it. Elections to the provinces were again held in 1946. The Congress did well in the general constituencies, but the League's success in the seats reserved for Muslim was spectacular, means very good result. Because they demanded that we want some separate constituencies and we want our Muslim leader who will be elected by the Muslim people only. So if you remember this demand of Muslim League, so they got a spectacular success in this election. It persisted with its demand for Pakistan. कारण त्यांना असं कळून चुकलं की आपले इतके लीडर जर निवडून येऊ शकतात तर आता आपण ही डिमांड पुढे आणखीन ह्याला more powerful we can make it, we can demand it more powerfully. In March 1946, the British cabinet sent a 3-member mission to Delhi to examine this demand and to suggest a suitable political framework for a free India. This mission suggested that India should remain united and constitute itself as a loose confederation with some autonomy for Muslim majority areas. But it could not get the Congress and the Muslim League to agree to specific details of the proposal. Partition now became more or less inevitable. म्हणजे आता हे काय म्हणतात आपण यातनं आपल्याला सुटका नाही, यातनं आता दुसरा काही मार्ग नाही, तर पार्टिशन हा एकच मार्ग राहतोय कारण त्यांना इतका मोठा सक्सेस मिळाला होता. So this all, and the next one is, after the failure of the cabinet mission, the Muslim League decided on mass agitation for winning its Pakistan demand. It announced 16th August 1946 as a direct action day. On this day, riots broke out in Calcutta, lasting several days and resulting in the death of thousands of people. By March 1947, violence spread to different parts of northern India. Many 100,000 people were killed and numerous women had to face untold brutalities during the partition. Torn asunder from their homeland, they were reduced to being refugees in alien hands. Partition also meant that India changed, many of its cities changed, and a new country, Pakistan, was born. So the joy of our country's independence from British rule came mixed with the pain and violence of partition. आपल्याला इंडिपेंडन्स तर मिळाला, पण मुस्लिम लीगच्या या डिमांडमुळे किंवा पाकिस्तानच्या झालेल्या पार्टिशनमुळे that happiness of getting independence from the British rule was having a mixed emotions across, means in the minds of Congress, means all the national leaders, because that independence we have to pay a lot of price where we lost so many lives. Then there was a lot of violence, and we have to separate our one part of northeast and western parts as a Pakistan. So this is bit, you can say it's a bitter it is successful moment also with a bitter memories in it. Okay, so this is all what we have to see the content today. Now related to that, to make you understand in easier words, I will be sharing you the PPT with you. Okay, so pay attention here in this thing. The making of national movement, quit India and later. So we have read this content. Uh, is this PPT visible? Okay, yeah. Now, quitting the Legislative Council by no means meant that the leaders had given up. They took on another movement of protest called Quit India movement. So that was first we learn about Simon Commission. Now it is Quit India movement. The demand was that the name suggested Quit India now. Huh? As expected, the British tried to suppress it by imprisoning protesters. म्हणजे नेहमी जे ब्रिटिश गव्हर्नमेंट करत होतं की अशा प्रोटेस्टला, अशा रॅलीजला, अशा मुवमेंट्सला दे ऑलवेज यूज टू अटॅक इट, they always used to suppress it. So they did the same during this moment also. Tens of thousands of protesters were imprisoned, over 1,000 killed. The protesters were relentless. Finally, the British had to bow down and decided to leave India. आता इथे काय झालं ह्याच्यात, protesters were relentless, means they become much aggressive in this protest. Now it is the time for British to kneel down. So that what we have learned, Raj to knees down. So finally the British had to bow down and decided to leave India. There was a parallel cry for the Muslim for a separate state that ultimately led to the partition. The initial requirement was for separate state, not countries, as not all Muslim wanted a separate nation. आता हे sentence खूप important आहे. Understand this. Sorry. Okay, this one. The first sentence, the initial requirement was for separate state, not country. As not all Muslims wanted a separate nation. त्यांचा आधीचा डिमांड काय होतं, तर एक फक्त आम्हाला वेगळं राज्य द्या बनवून, पण आमच्यासाठी कंट्री नकोय, बट अल्टिमेटली इट रिझल्टेड इन टू द पार्टिशन ऑफ कंट्री. This demand arose from the tension between Hindus and Muslims in the 1920s and 1930s. So here you have to again revisit the formation of All India Muslim League. Okay. The Muslim thought that the 1937 legislative elections became an example of how Muslim would be underrepresented if they remained a part of the Congress. सो काँग्रेसमध्ये असताना काय होतं, मुस्लिम रिप्रेझेंटेशन पण होते, मुस्लिम लीडर्स पण होते, पण जे जिंकून आले तेव्हा त्यांना काय रिअलाइज झालं की वी द मुस्लिम लीडर्स विल बी ऑलवेज अंडर रिप्रेझेंटेड if they remained a part of the Congress. Have you understood the meaning of this? In the 1946 election, the Muslim League had huge success in seats reserved for Muslims. Congress and Muslim League couldn't agree on how to go about being a single country where Muslims were given special concessions. Due to this, there was no option but to form two different countries. This disagreement led to violent protest between Hindus and Muslims that ultimately led to the partition of the land into India and Pakistan. Now, have you now understood the reason behind this partition? त्यांनी आधी काय डिमांड केली होती की आम्हाला एक स्टेट वेगळं द्या, पण त्यांना अल्टिमेटली असं पण वाटत होतं की वी विल बी ऑलवेज अंडर रिप्रेझेंटेड. Current maybe number of those Muslim leaders may not be equal to the all, means they are into minority, isn't it? And what were they thinking? So that all caused to the partition of land into India and Pakistan. So this is all about today's lecture, but don't leave. I'm sharing you some extra information which is mentioned in the textbook. Huh? Nationalism in Africa, the case of Ghana. हे का मी वाचून दाखवतेय कारण तुम्ही हे रिलेट करू शकाल आणि प्रत्येक देशाचा जो फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल होता दॅट वॉज हॅव्हिंग अ डिफरंट सिनारिओ. सो व्हॉट इज दॅट ऑल अबाउट इन आफ्रिकन कंट्रीज वी विल रीड इट अबाउट. ओके, कारण आफ्रिकेमध्ये पण ब्रिटिश कॉलनी होती इफ यू आर अवेअर. सो हाऊ द फाईट ओव्हर देअर इन आफ्रिकन कॉन्टिनेंट against the British colonial rule. So the late 19th and early 20th centuries witnessed the rise of nationalism in many Afro-Asian countries. In many of these, nationalism arose as a part of the anti-colonial struggles for independence, means against the British rule. Colonial rule in Africa was dictatorial. Only the chiefs were allowed to rule on behalf of the foreign powers. Alternately, laws affecting Africans were created in all white legislatures. Africans had no decision-making powers or representation, not until after the Second World War at least. The forcible takeover of land from local owners or users, increased taxation and poor working conditions led to many African protest. इकडे डिक्टेटरशिप त्यांनी मेन केली होती फॉर्म म्हणजे हुकुमशाही आणि they have not given the chance for the representation for African leaders. Then they were forcibly taken their lands from local owners or users. They have increased the taxation and poor working conditions led to many African protests. So these were the different situation, geographical conditions over there in Africa. In 1957, Ghana, known until then as a Gold Coast, became the first sub-Saharan African country to get independence. जे आफ्रिकन कॉन्टिनेंट मध्ये सब सहारन म्हणजे सहाराला सोडून, कारण सब सहारा आपल्याकडे पण आपण त्याला सब कॉन्टिनेंट म्हणतोय की नाही इंडियाला, अजूनही सब कॉन्टिनेंट म्हणत होतो आपण 7th स्टँडर्ड पर्यंत. नाव वी आर कॉलिंग इट ॲज अ इंडिया नेशन. सो सब सहारन म्हणजे previously I said excluding of Sahara. No, it is including of that. The freedom movement was led by Kwame Nkrumah's convention People's Party through strikes, boycotts and mass rallies. In 1951, this party won a huge electoral victory. It opposed the existing system in which the British rulers had allowed the chiefs to nominate representatives to the legislature. It pressed the British to grant a legislature that contained no nominated or special members and won this demand in 1954. Elections to the new legislative councils were held in 1956. The Convention People's Party won these, thus paving the way for the proclamation of an independent nation under the name Ghana, means a new state. It is given a name Ghana and they become independent in 1956. So this is another colonial rule and their another way of struggle, their another way of protesting. So this is one more case we have learned at the end of the lesson. Now I will be quickly showing you all these pictures which I have not shared with you till now. So all these pictures in figure 16. Maulana Azad with other members at the Congress Working Committee, Sevagram in 1942. Now Azad was born in Mecca to the Bengali father and an Arab mother. Well versed in many languages, Azad was a scholar of Islam and an exponent of the notion of Wahadat-e-Din, the essential oneness of all religions. An active participant in Gandhian movements and a staunch advocate of Hindu-Muslim unity, he was opposed to Jinnah's two-nation theory. Means he was not in favor of Jinnah's demand of separate Pakistan. Now here Chakravarti Rajagopalachari speaking to Gandhiji before the Gandhi Jina talks in 1944. A veteran nationalist and leader of the salt satyagraha in the south, C. Rajagopalachari, popularly known as Rajaji, served as a member of the interim government of 1946 and as Free India's first Indian Governor General. So you have to remember this also for MCQ. First Indian Governor General. Huh? Then about Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel played an important role in the negotiations for independence during 1945 to 1947. Patel hailed from an impoverished peasant proprietor family of Nadiad, Gujarat, a foremost organizer of the freedom movement from 1918 to onwards. Patel served as the president of the Congress in 1931. And Muhammad Ali Jinnah with Mahatma Gandhi, Bombay, September 1944. As ambassador of Hindu-Muslim unity until 1920, Jinnah played an important role in making of the Lucknow Pact. He reorganized the Muslim League after 1934 and became the major spokesperson of the demand for Pakistan. So these all about these leaders, you have to remember it quickly. Means answers are not based on this, but still you have to remember. I will be sharing you with one flow chart which is there mentioned on your worksheet number 902. Okay, 904, I think. Yeah. Jawaharlal Nehru listens to Mahatma Gandhi before the Bombay session of the Congress, July 1946. Gandhiji's disciple, a Congress socialist and an internationalist, Nehru was a leading architect of national movement and of free India's economy and polity. Okay, so these are, they have mentioned all about the leaders. So I will be sharing you that table where which I mentioned you previously also. Okay, see this table. You have to remember. Just now we have read about. Now Maulana Azad, what we read? He is born in Makkah, Bengali father and Arab mother, well versed in many languages, scholar of Islam. Okay, and what was his ideology? Supporter of Gandhian philosophy, believed in oneness of all religions and Hindu-Muslim unity, opposed to Jinnah's two-nation theory. You have to remember this. Huh? Then Chakravarti Rajagopalachari, there is no such background of him given, but what his ideology? Leader of Salt Satyagraha in South, member of 1946 interim government, first Governor General of Free India. So you have to remember this, as I told you previously also, the name of first Governor General of India. Okay, maybe for MCQ purpose. Then Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel came from a poor family in Gujarat, played an important role in negotiations for independence, Congress president in 1931. And Muhammad Ali Jinnah, family background is not mentioned, an ambassador of Hindu-Muslim unity until 1920, a major spokesperson for the demand for Pakistan. So there are 5 names mentioned over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 names. So you have to remember all these. And it is not mentioned about here about Nehruji. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, which is mentioned in the book, the fifth leader. Huh? So this is also important part of your lesson. So you have to write all this. So here we conclude our top chapter, the making of national movement.
If you like our videos, do share them and subscribe to our channel. If you want awesome quizzes, write to us. Keep watching and keep learning with Walnut.